When you sell your expertise for a living, the personal branding is a little bit different. A useful framework for this is the Ikigai concept. It's a Japanese concept and it's all about reasons for being. So we're going to change it a little bit for reasons for having a business and branding, but it's a good concept for you to start with. And it's a fun exercise. I've done this exercise multiple times for different reasons in my life, including my current brand. So the brand version sits in the intersection of four things: what you love, what are you good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. For coaches and consultants, this is especially important because people are paying for you and your expertise and your frameworks. They're not paying for a logo and a color palette. Then you have to ask yourself, what sets you apart? You can't be like everybody else. There has to be something different about you. What sets me apart as a marketing consultant compared to other marketing consultants is my 25 years of experience and having worked at agencies where I help business owners and having my own business. I'm on business number 3. What sets you apart? Is there something that's a little bit different about you? It could be something fun too. Like one of my differentiators is that I don't believe in bro marketing. I don't like bro marketing. What is it that you don't like? Is there something that you do exceptionally well? Is there a framework or method that you created and that other people are not using? It could also be your industry background. Did you work for certain industries? It could be your personality. Maybe you're really funny and you put a lot of humor in everything that you do. And it could be your point of view. And the last question I want you to ask yourself, what are you afraid of? This is especially important for beginners. A lot of people are scared to put themselves out there. And that is also something you have to think about with the platform that you choose. If you want to be on camera and you like to talk, well, YouTube is perfect for you. If you hate doing that, maybe you're a good writer and you want to write blog posts and you want to write on Substack and on LinkedIn news articles. So figure that out. What are you afraid of? Figure out how to overcome it, and then figure out the platform that matches you most. Because if you're super scared of doing YouTube videos and talking on camera, this is going to be way too much work and you're just not going to do it. So you need to do something that you're not afraid of, that you like to do, and that you're good at. Whether that is audio, right? Podcasts, whether that's video, think YouTube, whether that is copywriting, think Medium or any kind of writing places. The next part is choosing your brand type. Is your brand your personality, or is your brand your expertise? So that goes back to the influencers and the creators and the character building. If it's your personality, you're playing in that area, which is great. I don't have that kind of personality. I'm just a normal person like everybody else. And so I am really banking my work and my brand on my expertise and having been around in 25 years in different industries and niches. What is that you want to be known for? Your expertise or your personality? Both are important, but one is going to be above the other. And personality brands are usually built around your values, around your lifestyle, around what you think and feel. And they create relatability and connection. Expertise brands are built around what you know and what you can get results on. And they establish authority and trust. And I would say for most coaches and consultants, expertise brand is the way to go, and it's not the personality brand. Unless you're teaching personal branding or unless you're teaching just something that's really personable build. So maybe you're teaching how to be a clown at children's birthday parties. If that's what you're teaching, then personality is huge. But for most of us, it's more like, how do you get more clients? How do you make more sales? How do you find a job? And those types of things. And then that's the expertise, and that's what's really important. Part 3 is building your visual identity. Your visual brand needs to be consistent. It needs to look the same everywhere. So your visual brand could be you yourself. So if your visual brand is suits and ties and you're always in that look and that's who you are, then all of a sudden, if you have a cap on and a hoodie and you're like slouching in your chair, that's not going to work because that's going to be really weird and incongruent. So pick whatever that your thing is and stick with it. Consistency is the most important. Also, with your branding, your logos and your colors and stuff like that, be consistent. So if your website is all red and then maybe you have a YouTube and everything on there is green, well, that's not going to be looking the same and that's not going to keep that brand consistency. So I have three main colors that I use over and over again. You can see it in my YouTube thumbnails, you can see it on my website, and it's all the same. I usually look the same. Sometimes I do put on a baseball cap, but in general, I'm pretty casual and I do like to wear like, weird colored tops and stuff like that sometimes. What is your brand? What do you like to wear? What are your colors? And be consistent, please. Consistency is the main takeaway from this part. And why is this so important? Consistency is a trust signal. So if somebody is on your YouTube video and I'm wearing this, then they go to the website and it's in a totally different color and I'm wearing a suit, and then they go to a lead magnet where I'm wearing a bikini and everything's a third color, it's just not consistent. It doesn't match the brand, and then people, without even thinking, they won't trust me. But if I look the same, if I have the same colors everywhere, it's this consistent brand that follows them around that subconsciously builds trust. Part 4 is showcasing your expertise. So think about this. If I introduce myself and say, hey, I'm Andrea, I love marketing. Or if I say, hi, I'm Andrea, and I have 25 years of marketing expertise. Which one is going to be more trustworthy, right? You do want to get your expertise out there. Don't brag, but just get it out there. I always lead with my 25 years of experience. I oftentimes lead with how many students and clients I've had, because that just shows people trust me and that they are part of what I do. And then I also oftentimes put in testimonials and case studies and those types of things. So you need to lead with your expertise. Put that down, write it down so you can see it. What are you good at? What is your experience in it? How many years have you worked in it? Is there something really cool? Did you get awards? Did you get interviewed on BBC? Anything that's really cool. One of my examples is that I was asked to teach marketing for Olympians at the Olympic Center in Colorado Springs. Super cool, right? And so I talk about that every now and then. So here are the questions that I get asked a lot by people about personal branding. The big one right now that I'm getting every which way is, do I have to show my face? No, you don't have to show your face. But should you? Yeah. Faceless brands are extremely difficult, especially if you're a coach, a consultant, or an educator, because you're the one giving the people expertise, so they need to see you. There are some instances where having a faceless brand is okay. Maybe you only do audio, that's it. So you have a YouTube that has graphics and decks and images only, and you're not on there, and you're giving people advice. You have a podcast with it's just your audio, and then what they purchase is a course which is just the audio. Okay. But again, it's really hard. It is so much easier when you show your face. And if you really, 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 really hate showing your face, then just don't do videos, and then stick with your LinkedIn profile. You're still going to have a photo up there. You can have images of yourself if you get like an award, or if there's something that makes sense that you have an image of yourself, so people at least see you visually. But don't forget, if you are a consultant that talks to people one-on-one, wouldn't it be better if they've already heard how you talk and what you look like? So again, yes, you can have a faceless brand. It's a lot harder. I recommend not having a faceless brand. A question I get from a lot of newbies is, how do I create my own brand without copying other people? So I never like copying other people. You are your own person. You are your own brand. You can take inspiration from other people. You could look at other people's websites. But if you're changing your whole personality to be somebody else, that's not going to work for you. So for example, in my field, a lot of bro marketers, they're dudes out there, they're pushing scarcity tactics. Sometimes they lie about their testimonials, and they don't really have any experience. They only they built something and then they were big, and then that's what they talk about. But they actually never worked in marketing. They actually never really helped other people build different things. And so for me to copy them, would hurt me in my credibility, but that's just not who I am. So if I came on here and be like, you have 2 seconds to buy my thing, it just would be fake, right? And you don't want that. So you want to borrow ideas, sure, but you need to really figure out your own personality. I actually do have a workbook too that I'll link down below that you can grab and that can help you get started. Another question that I get is, how do I build a brand on a budget? Dude, you can build a brand for free. You don't even need a budget because your brand is just who you are, right? You are the brand. This is for free. And then if you actually create something, you can use Canva. Canva is for free. I don't want you hiring somebody. That's something you can do later when you make a lot of money and you want to sharpen your brand. Sure, go hire people. But you do not need to. It's crazy how many people hire people for things like this at the beginning, especially when they don't have any money. Don't do it. You can just do this on your own. So, for example, if you use Squarespace to build your website, they actually have templates with colors. You can see if you like any of them. You could go to free websites. Just Google free color combinations. There is Adobe has some color combinations that they show. There's a website called Coolers that does that. There's just all kinds of places out there where you can do that for free. You do not need to know anything about color theory. These places, these free tools help you with that. And make it easy. Pick two colors. Pick like a background color and a pop color. Go with it. I don't want you to spend money. I really don't want you to do that. It's just going to hurt you in the long run because you're most likely going to change your brand. Every single person that I've ever helped that started out, their brand ended up changing later on. So could you imagine if each time that the brand changed a little bit, they would have hired somebody, they would have lost way too much money. So you can do it for free. Personal branding isn't about changing who you are. Personal branding is taking the best parts of you and amplifying those. So stick with that. What are you good at? What do you stand for? What's your personality that's maybe different than other people? Take out those best parts and just enhance them. And if this was helpful, subscribe, like, and then also check out the next video.